We have your Amazon Black Friday tech sales. Let's get into it. Welcome back. Here we go again. We have your Amazon Black Friday tech sales, and not just a few, we have over 65 tech sales in this video. So I'm going to have to rifle through them pretty quickly. Now, a couple of videos ago, I did some other kind of Apple-related tech sales for Black Friday. I'm going to do a few more for sure today on those, but you can check out that video. I'll post it right here if you want to see those sales. But we're going to get into 65, or I think it's almost 70 different sales. And this is going to be basically all different types of tech, hard drives, even some Windows PCs, Macs, things like that. So if you love tech and you love Black Friday back there, sit back and relax, kick up your feet, and let's get into the sales. Let's go. Okay, so let's start off with some Apple sales first, since I usually do a lot of Mac stuff. Take a look over here. Let's look at my screen. This is one of the best deals I think so far. This is the 2024 MacBook Pro. This is going to be the M4 Pro ready. It's already $250 off. Usually $1999, now $1749. You're getting $200 off, and this just came out a couple weeks ago. This is going to be the Pro chip, 24 gigs, 512 gigabyte SSD, $1749. Just an incredible deal there. But let's keep moving. We have a whole bunch of other ones. Now, I actually did a whole bunch of videos. I got the M4 Mac Mini back there, just the M4 chip. Here's one if you want to get that chip super fast, but you know RAM and storage are important. So look over here. This is the 2024. This is the M4 chip on this, the Mac Mini, 10 core, but this has got 24 gigs of RAM, obviously upgraded twice, well actually once, and then it's got 512 gigabyte SSD, so that's upgraded as well. Now it's $969, so you're thinking that's only like $30 off. There's a coupon down here to apply though for $80 additional, so you can get over $80 plus that 30, so like $100 and something off this already. This is a great configuration. You don't really need that Pro chip. This is really good. Okay, so if you like iMacs, there's not a ton of good sales on them, but take a look here. Here's one right here. This is going to be the M4 chip, 10 core. So this is the upgraded version of the iMac here. You can see it's usually $14.99. It's on sale right now for $13.89. So again, you can't complain with a sale like this because this thing just came out 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it's already $110 off, 7% off right there. And look around here, another $40 on this coupon right here, right now for Black Friday. So I guess that's even better deal there. Take that additional $40 off. Now, if you want to go with the cheapest iMac here we go. It's usually $12.99, but it's only $19.99 right now. But that coupon's sitting there, so it's going to be $11.49 right now. $11.49. It just came out. Pretty good deal there instead of $12.99. So definitely pick that up if you're looking for an iMac. Let's just keep moving here. So here, this might be arguably a better deal, I guess, if you want to just get the base M4 on a MacBook. Here we go. Apple 2024 MacBook Pro M4 chip. 10 core. This has got the 16 gigs of RAM, 512. So it's the base model. Usually $15.99 though. Now it's 13% off. It's $13.99. So usually $15.99. There's no coupon here, you can see, but still pretty incredible for what you're getting here. $200 off, and this came out weeks ago. Pick this up. This is a great laptop. You get the good screen, Liquid Retina XDR, and it's going to do everything you need to do it. I have one sitting back here as far as a Mac Mini, and it can do video editing. I did a video on that. Check that video out, my last video, where I showed you how good it is at video editing. Now, that last video I did, actually, I showed people how the M2 MacBook Air sitting underneath all this stuff was really good compared to even the M4 back there. So you really don't need to upgrade unless you absolutely have to, which makes you, if you want to save some money, I say pick this up. This is actually the M3 right here, the M3 Air, 16 gigs of RAM, 256. This is the 15-inch, only $1,044, 20% off the cost right there. The M3 is super capable. You get the 15-inch, $1,044. This is a great deal as well. And then if you want to just go super cheap, you want to get something maybe for school, here we go. This is the M2 chip right here. Again, I proved that this thing's really capable, the M2 down here. 16 gigs of RAM, though, and 256. $749 right now. $749 for 16 gigs of RAM. You get the M2 chip. Obviously, it's a couple years old, or not even. I mean, it's maybe like a year and a half old only because of the way they're doing these chips. Super capable. I did video editing on this. Check out my last video. The M2 is capable enough for most people, and $749 is an incredible deal, brand new. All right, let's get into some gaming laptops now. I'm not really a huge gamer, but I know people out there are. Here's kind of like one of the top models here. This is the Alienware M18R2. You can see it comes with an i9 14900HX, 32 gigs of RAM, and 1 terabyte SSD here. GeForce RTX 4080. That's the key. A 4080 on this thing. That's $1,000 by itself. It's $21.99, but usually $27.99. So you get 21% off. That's like $600 off that price. Let's keep moving here. Now, if you actually want to build your own PC, obviously Ryzen chips are some of the best chips out there. Here's a really good deal on the Ryzen 7 5700X. It's an 8-core, 16-thread CPU, usually $319, 59% off now, $130 right now. I don't know how long this is going to last. I don't see any additional savings, but still, that's incredible for Black Friday. Over 50% off on that one. All right, we're going to keep moving. So if you just want a basic kind of laptop and you are in the Windows environment, this is, you see those kind of basic ones out there that are like made out of plastic and they're all full, you just don't like those things. This one's not like that. This is the Acer Aspire 3. This is the A315. It's called 24PT. I don't even want to get into the name of it. I'll have a link to all the stuff in the video description. Don't worry about the name of it. But usually $519. It's $399 right now, 23% off. You can see it right here. The reason I like this thing is it's got basically, let me just hear, Ryzen 5 7520U. It's got 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gigabyte SSD, Windows 11. $399, pretty crazy. And if you scroll down, a lot of people are talking, and it's got a beautiful design on this thing. It actually looks really well. I believe it's made out of aluminum, but I have to check that. Long story short, a lot of people talk about this. It's got a touchscreen. A lot of people saying that this is not one of those kind of burner laptops and stuff. It's very high quality. So, I mean, if you want something that looks good, $399, this is definitely a good deal. Okay, so now if you want a mid-range kind of gaming laptop as well, in the mid-range, I guess maybe a little bit on the higher end, I guess also, this is the MSI Cantana. This is the A15 AI 15.6 inch. It's a 165 hertz screen. It's a Ryzen 9 8945HS, 32 gigs of RAM. Comes with an RTX 4070, 1 terabyte SSD, only $1299 right now, 24% off. So usually $1699, $1299 in this thing. So this thing will play almost all of the modern games, and you're getting it for a fraction of what it normally is, which is actually really good. And then if you're kind of on a really strict budget, but you still like some games, this one's not bad. This is the MSI Thin 15 right here. It's a 144 hertz gaming laptop. It's got the i7-12650H, which is going to be fast enough to play any modern game here. It's got 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gigabyte SSD. But the kicker here is it's got the RTX 4050. All the way down to $699 right now. I mean, just think about that. Even that card costs a couple $100, right? And you're getting it for $699, usually $899, 22% off right now. So you cannot complain with this. It's a really good deal. All right, so a lot of people keep asking me for the Mac Mini back there. What's a good Thunderbolt 4 hub that you can actually attach to it? I have it sitting right here. So I'm going to show you my screen here, but this is actually the Satechi. It's called the, let me just get in here. It's called the Satechi Thunderbolt 4 hub. I believe it's called like the Thin hub or something. I don't know. I'll have a link to it in here. It's $139 off, or $139 right now, 18% off, usually $169. And you can see it in here. So this is going to be, the reason I like this is it just works really well. On the front of it, it's got a 10 gigabit USB-A, and then it's got three Thunderbolt ports on the back of it, Thunderbolt 4 ports. So you get a couple additional Thunderbolt ports in there, super slim, and it actually doesn't heat up that much. I mean, there's a lot of advantages to using this one. You can see some of the connections in here. I'm just going to put that up there really quickly so you guys could take a look at that. But overall, I've used this for a long time, and it works really well with Mac Minis, with your MacBook, any MacBook that you have out there. It's just really good Mac tested. So definitely check that out. It's $139. They're going to be a little bit more expensive for Thunderbolt 4, but this is a lot cheaper than it normally is, so pick it up now. Okay, so this next one's kind of a cool product. I'm actually going to do a video on this. I have it sitting right here. Now, I haven't done a full video on this yet, so I just wanted to showcase it, though, in this video. Take a look at my screen over here. This is the USB-C laptop docking station, 7-in-1. It's kind of a USB-C hub, and you can see it's $55, 20% off right now. The reason I love this thing is it's kind of more of a novelty, but it's really cool. So you can obviously you have the time on here. You actually have the weather over here you can put on it, but you can do a whole bunch of things with the, first of all, it's got a whole bunch of ports. Let me just get into that. On the back of it, you got PD 100-watt charging, you got HDMI, you got a gigabit, Ethernet, and you got another port here. You got some ports on the side as well, USB-C, you can see that, and then a computer connection in with 90-watt charging. So all those stuff's included. But then you get this novelty, if you scroll down, of adding like calendars. You can add a whole bunch of stuff to this screen, like stocks. You can do computer, your computer's performance, weather, a whole bunch of stuff. But the main kicker for this, and which is I'm going to be testing in a little while, is you can actually put on like YouTube subscribers. So if you do a YouTube channel, it's saying that there's a program that you can put on how many subscribers you have on there, which I think everyone's looking for. It's kind of cool to sit on your desk and see those kind of come in. So overall, $55 for this thing. And it's made by a company called VOBOT. So definitely check them out. I definitely going to do a video on this soon, but I wanted to check them out. All right, so now let's keep moving down the list. Now, for the Mac Mini that just came out, a lot of people are looking for keyboards. What are some good external keyboards? We don't have to spend, a ton of money like an Apple keyboard. Well, I did a couple of them, but they're even cheaper now. So right here, this is the Satechi Slim X1 right here. Take a look at my screen. It's 35% off right now. It's only $45.49. It's actually down from my last video. It's usually, list price is usually $70, but $45.49. This keyboard is just, it acts just like the normal Mac keyboard. It just doesn't have the fingerprint reader. So if you want to save some money, this is one of the best aluminum low travel keyboards that'll work perfect with your Mac Mini. Let me put that over there for a second. And then let's keep moving down the list. So the other one I highlighted is right here. I grabbed it right here. It's going to be the exact same keyboard more or less, but it's got the numeric pad on it. You can see it right there, and I use it for my Mac Mini. This one over here is called the Satechi Slim X3 keyboard, Bluetooth keyboard. These are all Bluetooth, backlit, everything. They have everything. This one's only $58, 35% off right now. Take a look at my screen here. It's a great deal. Usually $89, $90, now $58 for this thing, and it works perfect for the Mac Mini over there. And then one I didn't showcase, so if you don't like the super low travel on a keyboard, Satechi also makes one sitting right here, if I can pick it up without dropping everything. You can see it right here. Now, I don't know if you can hear this, but let me just go ahead and do this. And you get the idea, right? This is a mechanical keyboard, and they actually make a great one. It's all Mac. It's made for a Mac, basically. So if you like that kind of key travel for your kind of MacBook or your Mac Mini over there, take a look over here. This is $69, Black Friday deal. It's also saved 20%, I guess. There's another coupon here. It's called the Satechi SM1 mechanical keyboard. You can see here, $69, 30% off. It's usually $100, and I've actually done a couple of videos. Check out my channel. I've done a full video on this one. It's a great keyboard overall. I love this thing, and I use this one all the time. If I don't want low travel, this is the next best thing. It's got, I don't know what color keys. I don't know if it's like brown or something, but overall, it's a full mechanical keyboard, and you can't go wrong with it. So let's just keep moving down the list. We have so many to go through. All right, my next one over here is sitting right here. And this is actually a battery bank by, the company's called Lysen, L-I-S-E-N. I hope I'm saying that correctly. You can see it right here. It's super, super thin. This is the claim to fame of it. If you have an iPhone, actually, I don't have my iPhone on me, but I actually have a Google phone. But basically, it's got the MagSafe thing on the back here, and you can actually go ahead and attach it with a magnet. It attaches magnetically back to the back of your phone here. I'll show you some pictures online. It's $33 right now, $33.98 right now, usually about $40. So you get about a 15% savings. But it works on the iPhone 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. You can see it in here. 500 milliamp battery. The claim to fame on this, again, is the size of it. So it's super thin like this. You can use it while you're talking on the phone. Attaches via a magnet. It's got a little readout that tells you if it's semi-charged or fully charged. You can turn it on and off. You can actually charge it through a cable as well for a faster charge. Super nice. It's got a coupon down here. You can see 5% off or 5% off additionally. But anyways, if you're looking for kind of a good battery backup that's not bulky at all, where you can attach it directly with a magnet to your iPhone, this is the one for you. And $33.98 is a great price on this, trust me. I use this all the time as well when I'm traveling and stuff. The company's called Lysen. Definitely check it out. Okay, so I did a video on a couple of power banks a while ago, some really big ones. So these are actually great for a whole bunch of things in your house. Jackery is a really good name, so take a look at this. This is the Jackery Explorer 1000 V2. It's actually 50% off right now, so it's $399, usually $799. It actually has a $20 coupon on top of it. You can see here it's up to a 10,070 watt-hour battery, 1,500 watts total, like you can go up peak at 1,500 watts. So you can do things like refrigerators on this thing. You can do a whole bunch of stuff. It'll charge your laptop like 50 times or something. It's crazy. You take these things out. I use them for lighting when I'm doing lighting in specific areas, or you can do anything you want, TVs and stuff. These things are great. $399, it's a great name here, 50% off on that one. Let's just keep moving. Another great battery backup or battery kind of unit is a little bit smaller here, but the reason I love this one, this is the Anker 737 power bank, 2400 milliamp 3-port laptop charger. So this is, you got the idea right there from this title. $79, it's usually $149. The reason I love this one so much is because it can charge your MacBook. You take this with you, this will actually fully charge your MacBook, no problem. You can go to the coffee shop, or let's say you're traveling or somewhere where you can't plug in. You can go ahead and just take this with you, and it works flawlessly. I've actually used this battery before, and it charges your MacBook over one time. It depends on which one you have, obviously, things like that. But it'll definitely do a good job at it, and I've never had a problem with it. Doesn't overheat or anything like that. All right, let's just keep moving here. I got so much stuff on my desk. I'm trying to move it around here. This next one sitting right here, this is a great company. This company is called VoltMe. VOLTME. You can see it right there. Now, this thing actually... The reason I love this thing so much is it's a great complement to your desk, all right? Take a look over here. It's called the VoltMe 246-port USB-C charger. It's a GAN, so basically, obviously, for more efficient charging. It's down to 69 bucks, usually 99 bucks. The reason I love this thing is you can plug it in, and it's going to give you full power. You can charge up to basically 4 laptops at the same time, really at full power. I mean, up to 50 watts. It's up to 240 watts total. So with all these different plugs here, you can see each one can be up to like 50 watts. You can have different things plugged in for high capacity charging, and all sitting on your desk. So this thing is great to set on your desk. You can charge your phone, your laptop, another laptop, another phone, and it just handles it perfectly. So it's just great for that. I mean, really, they make really good, inexpensive chargers. Just check their company out on Amazon. Check all their stuff out. They do like, basically phone chargers. They do, MacBook chargers for like 10 or 15 bucks, and they've always been really solid for me. I love the products, but this one's actually a little bit nicer, but still a great product. All right, let's keep moving. So if you like sound bars or you want to get something for music, here's one of the best ones I've actually tested a long time ago. This is actually the Marshall. You can see it here. The Marshall, and I guess it's called the Emberton 2 portable Bluetooth speaker. I don't know how to say that. Cream. It's basically 41% off though. It's $99.99 right now, usually $169. If you look at the ratings, it's got 10,000 people that bought it, a 4.7. Phenomenal sound on this thing. You won't go wrong with it. Great deal right now on that cost. Just trust me on this one. That's one of the best ones out there for sure. All right, let's keep moving. The next one's going to be, if you want kind of a budget speaker to take with you that you can beat up, it can get wet, you can do a whole bunch of stuff, but it works all the time. Here's the JBL Go 3. This is usually 40 bucks. It's now on sale for $29 basically. Makes a good stocking stuffer for Christmas, maybe for a kid or something. That's actually a really good deal here as well. Let's keep moving here. Now I have one sitting back here. Let me just grab it here. Give me 1 second here. I'm moving everything around my best I can. I've talked about this many, many times. You can see it right here. It's this giant speaker here. This is actually called the Blue Ant Sound Blade. It's the under monitor, I guess, kind of a system, but you can put this anywhere. This thing's beautiful. It's a conversation piece. It has a subwoofer on the back of it back here. It's got a huge speaker on the front of it up here in front. And this thing you can put on a desk. It's very elegant. It just looks like a kind of a design piece. Let me put that back there. But the long story short, here it is right now. It's on 40% off right now, 119 bucks. And you can connect this to your Mac. You can connect it to anything. Just use Bluetooth, or you can do a physical connection to it, and it works great. Super good bass, good audio. It'll fill the room for you. Better than kind of like the little speakers you put on the sides, and it looks way better. 119 bucks, usually $199. Can't go wrong with that sale as well. All right, let's get into some monitors now. This next monitor is going to be more of a gaming monitor, but you could use it for a Mac if you want. This is the LG Ultra Gear QHD 32-inch curved gaming monitor, 239 bucks right now, all right? This is a really good deal. Usually about 400 bucks. It's almost, it's 40% off. This is going to be a 4K monitor, and it's 160 hertz. So if you like, obviously high hertz monitors, this one's good for you. It is, I believe, a curved gaming monitor, so it's going to curve a little bit. If you like that, that's great for gaming as well. But if you don't like that stuff, let's say you want to get one for your little Mac Mini back here. This is still on sale. I got to just call this out. This is the Apple Studio Display again. It's on sale for $12.99 right now. It is 19% off, so $300 off that. Still probably the best monitor you can get for a Mac, obviously, because it just works flawlessly for it. So I have BenQ sitting back here. I love this thing. Check out my other couple of videos on this one. But this one's probably the best, obviously, if you're going to spend up on it. And then let's keep moving here. Now this one's not even on sale. I wanted to show you this one really quickly because I'm going to be doing a video hopefully on this when it comes in. This is actually another 5K monitor for your Mac, which nobody really knows about. This is the Asus ProArt display. It's a 27-inch 5K right here. 5120 by 2880, $799. It's brand new. So I'm going to do a video on this to see if it's actually any good, right? So I'm going to do a video. I just wanted to kind of give a shout out to it because they're selling it right now, and a lot of people don't even know it's available, although it looks like it's about a month to ship out, so it's going to take a while to get it. So if I get mine in, I'm going to do my video right away on it. So subscribe to the channel, and we'll see how that one comes out. All right. The next one here is kind of a budget 4K monitor if you want that, and this is a great monitor. This is the Dell S2721QS, mouthful, 27-inch 4K. You can see here, 198 bucks, usually $299. This is one of those workhorse monitors that works great with Macs, with Windows PCs. So if you just want something basic, 200 bucks or less, this is the one to get, definitely. You're not going to have any problems with it. I've done a whole bunch of videos on this one. I did a one on specifically on my channel. So check out my channel if you want to look at this next monitor. This is the BenQ PD3220U. All right, now they made an updated version. I think it's the 3225U. That's an updated version to this. This is the older version. This is still a great kind of professional, very color accurate monitor for your Mac. 32 inches, 4K. It's actually 20% off right now by BenQ. It's usually $1,000. It's $799. So big screen. Really good for Macs. I mean, obviously, there's going to be, everyone claims there's a scaling issue with 4K, but BenQ and these nice monitors, these expensive monitors, do a really good job of it. Some of the best out there. So I recommend this monitor. Check out my channel for that video for sure. All right, let's get into some other things here. Here's the Blink Mini 2. These are going to be the newest model of security cameras. They're all 50% off right now. You can pick these up for, it's not $40, but $19.99 right now on sale. That's actually a really good deal. I would definitely pick that up. Got some miscellaneous things here. Now, if you don't want an iPhone and you don't want to spend a lot of money, maybe you have a kid or something, this is actually, I've had this phone way in the past, but it's awesome. This is the Moto G Stylus 5G here, $237, 41% off, usually $400 here. It comes with a stylus. It's eight gigs of RAM, I believe 256 gig SS. So you get a 256 gigabytes of storage in this thing, 50 megapixel camera. Camera's going to be sufficient. It's not going to be as good as a Google camera or obviously an iPhone, but it's going to be good. These phones are they've been around forever. They've got all the bugs out of them. So the Moto Gs are a great phone for 200 and something bucks. You can't go wrong. Maybe you have a mother or something that needs a phone. This is the one you should pick up. All right, let's keep moving here. These little plugs here are perfect. Everyone keeps complaining about the Mac Mini back there not having USB-A, which I think it's the right move to get rid of it. But if you do need to get rid of it, just pick these up right here. This is SyncTech USB-C adapter, 764. You get two of them, and it goes, USB-A into USB-C right here. And then if you just plug those right into your Mac Mini and plug your USB-A in, and you're gold. And that's all you need right there, $7 right there. Let's just keep moving. Now, I actually have a thing right here. You can see it under my iMac. I don't know if you can actually see it in my shot here, but it looks like here's my iMac, and I have a stand below it. But that stand actually has a whole bunch of ports in it and includes an SSD built into there. Here it is right here. It's $71. It comes in some different colors. It's 20% off right now, so it's usually about $90. And you can see in here, if I plug in there, it's got all these ports on the side of it. It's got the SD card readers, USB-C, USB-A, and the kicker of all this is it does allow a M.2 drive, you can see right here, to be inserted into the bottom of it. I have a 1 terabyte drive in here, connects right into my iMac here. It works perfectly, so you just don't have to worry about anything. You can plug that in, and you have additional storage. Now, it's only 10 gigabit per second, so you're going to get like around 800 or 900 megabytes per second, but fast enough for everything. If you don't like that option, here's another option for the iMac over here. This is the Satechi USB-C Slim Dock. I actually did a video on this one as well. Check out my channel a while ago. Same thing here. You're going to get this, an SSD there. You can see it right in here. You're going to be able to put an SSD in the bottom of it. And then you get all these different ports, USB-C, USB-A, USB-C, USB-A. You get all these ports here. So even something like this, you could just put next to your Mac Mini, or you can put your Mac Mini on top of something like this and still use it. It's got an SSD built into it. It's got the ports. Why not, right? It looks good. You get the right color. There is silver in here. This is blue. But just get this thing, put your Mac Mini on top of it, and you have the SSD right below it. It's super slim. You can go right on your desk. Perfect, right? You don't even need it for an iMac. You can use it for any computer. All right, let's keep moving. Right here, all wrapped up. I did a whole video on this. Check out my channel for that. This is the Vitor Pro XR AR glasses. These work really good with Macs. You basically plug them in. It's plug and play. But there's a couple of software programs you can put in there where you can get multiple screens up, and you can see 3 or 4. I think it's 3 different screens in all different orientations of your MacBook or your Mac in front of you, and look, you can do all your work on it. Almost like obviously the Vision Pro, but it's a lot cheaper. Doesn't do all the things it does. It's just a pass through. So for movie watching at night, for anything like that, playing games, it's phenomenal. It's just a great thing. You can connect it to your iPhone directly if you're on a plane. You get up to 100 and something, I think a 150-inch screen in front of you. It's on sale right now, 20% off, usually $499, $399 right now, so it is a big sale. Now, it's not going to give you all the extra things like a MetaQuest will or something like that, but it's simple, easy to use, and super clear, and the kicker is you can adjust it. So I can use it with my contacts or without my contacts. It's got adjustment, so it actually zooms and gets really sharp for me, and that's the real big kicker. Okay, so I'm not a big gamer here, but this is a good sale here if you like gaming and you have a PS5 here. Here's the NBA 2K25 PlayStation 5. It's 57% off right now for this game, $29, usually $70. So if you want to pick this game up, a lot of people don't know it's this big of a sale right now. Definitely pick that up. Let's keep going. We talked about the glasses over here, the Vitor, but obviously you've heard about these. These are the Ray-Ban Meta Smart glasses, and there's $263, usually $329. So what is that, 20% off right now? It allows you to take, I guess, pictures and movies. It also, you can talk to it. It's going to give you some key information back in your ear. It's kind of an assistant as well. But the big kicker here is $263. I mean, just the glasses themselves usually sell for like $150, $160 or whatever it is. I don't even know at this point, maybe $200. So you're getting all that built into here for an additional, less than $100. If you like that kind of stuff. I'm not into that kind of stuff that much, but I know a lot of people love this kind of thing. So anyways, that's a big sale there. Now we got some hard drives here, SSD drives. I have a whole bunch here. Here's one. This is going to be the Samsung 990 Pro. Obviously one of the best ones out there. It's 42% off, $269 for 4 terabytes right now, up to 7450 on the actual speeds here. Now, this is going to be a great thing for your Mac Mini back there. If you want additional storage, 4 additional terabytes. If you got it through Apple, you have to remortgage your house or, remortgage your car. So here it is, $269 for that. That's a good deal. Here's another good deal. This is the Samsung 980 Pro, which is last year's model, but it still works fine, super tested. Obviously very, very, just a great overall M.2. 2 terabytes here, $119 for 2 terabytes. So again, complement your Mac Mini back there. It's perfect for that. A little bit older, but still super fast. Here's the Western Digital Black. This is the SN770. I talk about this on my channel 1,000 times. Sitting right there. I don't know if you can see it. I love this drive. It works with all the external enclosures just fine. It's on sale right now, 2 terabytes for $112, so even cheaper. $112 for 2 terabytes. Put that into like a Thunderbolt 4 enclosure, and it's gold, and trust me, it's awesome. The next one here is another drive that I talked about many times. I've had this drive. It works flawlessly. This is going to be the Lexar, but this is an 8 terabyte drive right now, M.2, $709. It's usually about almost $900, $709, 19% off right now. Now, if you want a ton of storage, right, 8 terabytes of SSD, up to 7,000 megabytes per second. Again, throw this in an external enclosure. Make sure it's capable of handling an 8 terabyte SSD. Some of them don't do that. Make sure it's capable, and you have 8 terabytes of fast storage for a Mac Mini for around $700. Again, if you went through Apple, that would cost you $2,000 or $3,000. Now, it's obviously expensive, but it is what it is. So it's one of the cheaper ones out there for sure. Okay, this drive's a great drive here. I've used this drive many times. I've done a whole bunch of videos on this. This is the Silicon Power 4 terabyte drive, UD90. No problems here. You can see the ratings here. Great ratings on it. $189 for 4 terabytes. $189 for 4 terabytes. Maybe just get 2 of these instead of that last one, right? It's going to be way cheaper. So that's awesome. Awesome deal right there. Can't imagine that. Now, if you just like basic storage, you don't want it getting hot with the closures like M.2s do. You want it just to be a lot of, just about 500 or 600 megabytes per second for backups and stuff. This is a good drive here. Oracle is actually coming out with some good drives. You can see the ratings here. 4.5. It's called the Oracle 4 terabyte. $167.99 for 4 terabytes. A little bit slower storage, good for like a little bit, backups and stuff that you don't need, super high performance, but you can still video edit off this just fine. Trust me, you can do that. People say you can't, but you can. That's a good drive. And then I actually have the drive sitting right here. You can see it right there. This is actually another drive that I've tested, and it's worked flawlessly for me. This is the Team Group T-Force Vulcan. Again, 2 terabytes, only $89.99. So if you just want some additional backup storage for maybe running, it's good for like running, Apple backups and stuff like that. It's perfect for that kind of stuff. $89 right there. You can't go wrong for 2 terabytes. Now we actually have another 4 terabyte one. This is actually Crucial P3 Plus. We've all heard of this one, I think. 4 terabytes, PCI Gen 3, or Gen 4, I'm sorry. $212, so a little bit more, but usually $359, so that's a big jump, down 41% right there. That's actually a really good deal as well. Now, if you do camera stuff and everything like that, you need these little SD cards. This is one that I've used, and it's never failed me, ever. It's really solid. This is the SanDisk 250 gigabyte Extreme SDXC right here. It's $24, 50% off, usually $50. 256 gigabytes is huge. I mean, you can do tons of videos on this and not have to clear it. So that's a good option there. And like I said, that one hasn't never failed me. If you want some external backup storage, but you want it just pre-made, here's one by Lexar. This is a 2 terabyte ES3 portable SSD up to about 1,000 megabytes per second. This is going to be about 21% off at $109 for 2 terabytes, and it's pre-made for you. You can't go wrong there. That's actually a great name. Now, this next one is actually called the Beetle. It's funny. Now, a lot of people ask me about this company. This company actually has components in your MacBooks. It's a high quality company. They make phenomenal hardware. Trust me, phenomenal. So don't this is kind of a little gimmicky thing, but it's a great SSD, trust me. This is the SK Hynix Beetle X31. It's 1 terabyte, $62. You can see in here, it's this little tiny thing, 74 millimeters by 46. It can fit in the size of your hand. It's actually even smaller than that. But long story short, it's $62, and SK Hynix it made memory, it made a whole bunch of stuff for your MacBooks. It's a really high quality company. I've had their drives before. I've had some of their fastest drives when they first came out. Not one issue with them. So definitely look at that kind of drive there. That's a good option too. Now, Lexar is another good company. Again, I keep talking about them, but here's another one they have. This is the Lexar 4 terabyte Armor 700. Now, it's going to have a little bit of armor on it. It says up to 2,000 megabytes per second. That's on a PC if you have 2x2, but Macs don't have that, so you're going to get about 1,000 megabytes per second here. It's got the IP66, water and dust resistance. $264 though for 4 terabytes. 33% off. You cannot go wrong with that. That's actually a good price for what you're getting there. Now, if you want to build your own, and I've done tons of stuff on my channel, check out my history of my channel. Go back maybe a couple months. You'll see all these different tests on external SSD drives for the Mac Mini and everything else. Right here is Acasis. Now, Acasis makes really good ones of these things. Here's the Acasis 40 gigabit Thunderbolt 4 enclosure, more or less. And you can use this for any of the new computers, basically. $76 right now. It looks like it's 15% off. Acasis, like I said, you can't go wrong with them. They just make really good stuff. And so that's one option for cheap. You just have to add your own drive to this. Add some of those drives I just talked about. The one I want to talk about more is here. This one's a little bit more expensive. You can see it. I have it sitting right here. This is the Acasis 40 gigabit per second M.2 NVMe Thunderbolt enclosure as well. The reason I like this one is because this one's actually got a fan built into it. You can see it right in here. This is going to be $117 right now. It only, it's not on sale, but it has a $15 coupon, so it's going to go down to $102. That fan keeps things a little bit cooler in there, but these things just work. They don't shut off. If you're doing let's say you move your home directory and a Mac over to these, the Acasis ones seem like they're really good quality, and I haven't had any issues with them. Where you have some issues with other ones for sure. All right. Let's get into some watches. We're keep moving here. We're trying to get through this. Here's the Fitbit Versa 4. This is 40% off right now. Usually about $200. It's $119. So if you like these kind of watches, this is definitely a good option for you at that cost. Maybe you're not in that ecosystem and you're more in the Samsung ecosystem. Here's a Samsung Galaxy Watch 7 40 millimeter. Really cool color, this green and stuff. Usually it's about $300, $202, so 32% off. Big sale there, right? You can't go wrong. 4.4 ratings on this stuff. So if you're in this ecosystem, that's actually a really attractive watch. That color scheme, I like that for the cost. But if you need like an iWatch or an Apple Watch and you don't want to break the bank on it, they actually, this is what I recommend. I always tell people watches are fine, but a lot of times for a lot of people, they're just more of a novelty. But you want some basic stuff like, Apple related where you can check a few things. Just get the SC. They have it on super sale right now, 40% off. It's only $149, lowest price I think ever. So it's usually $249, $100 off. So $149, you can have an Apple Watch on your wrist. You don't have all the features and all that kind of stuff, but it still looks good and it's going to give you the basic information you need. That's for people that don't need all the other stuff. All right. Let's get into some TVs now. So here we go. If you have a kid or if you just want a garage TV, a basement TV, you don't have a lot of money to spend on this kind of stuff, don't worry about it. Here we go. 42-inch Insignia. This is the F20 series, $129, 42 inches. This is a 1080p only, but still at that resolution, sitting far away, you're not going to notice much of a difference. Also, broadcast TV is always 1080p anyway, so it's a really good deal. 28% off right now on that TV, and one at the bottom of the barrels. But if you want to go a little bit bigger, right? Here we go with the Amazon Fire TVs. Here's the 75-inch Omni series right here. It's down $699, usually about $1,049. So what is that, $400 off or roughly $350 off? And you get, obviously, the Amazon Fire built into it as well as far as, all your watching Hulu and everything else you want to watch on there. These are really good, they have good ratings. 4.3, 27,000 people bought these. They're truly tested TVs. So if you're in that ecosystem or even if you're not, you can still use YouTube and everything on kind of the smart TV. So it's really a good option there. 75 inches, though, that's pretty big. But let me just see here. Now, if you want to even go bigger, 85 inches, right? That's going to fill your whole room. Not long ago, this was going to cost $2,000, $3,000 for a TV like this. Well, here's the Hisense U6 series. It's the 85U65. And it's basically 600 nit TV, $1,000 right now, or $997, usually about $1,400, 85-inch TV. Now, just to tell you, Hisense, everyone says, well, isn't that kind of a cheap name? Let me just tell you something. I have a Hisense downstairs, huge TV, The only reason I have it down there, I got it for maybe a basement or something, but I kept it in my main room. The picture is phenomenal. I can't find a TV that beats it. They have really good clear pictures on them. Definitely check them out. They have good ratings on all their TVs as well. Just a good quality company overall. I know it's a Chinese brand, but still, it just works really well. I've had it for years now, and I've had 3 or 4 different Hisense TVs, and I love them. All right. Here we go. So we're getting into some, one iPad, right? It's not a huge sale, but it's a sale if you're thinking about picking this up. This is the iPad Pro 13-inch M4, so kind of the newer one, the bigger one. $1,099, usually $1,299, so $200 off that. That's not a bad deal. It came out maybe a few months ago, and if you're looking for this might be the time to pull the trigger on it for sure. But if you don't want something like that, you want more of like a cheap tablet just to fool around with. Here's the Samsung Galaxy Tab A9 Plus right here, 11-inch, 64 gigs of RAM, so it's an Android tablet, $149, usually $219, so that's 32% off. Can't go wrong with this. Just watching, stuff maybe in the kitchen for like cooking videos. You don't want to mess up an iPad or something. Just pick one of these up. Or if you don't like that, just get this one over here, the Amazon Fire Max 11-inch tablet. It's the newest model you can see here, 11-inch display, $139. It's almost 40% off, usually $229. It's a big tablet. Very clear. I think the resolution is going to be very good on this thing. 14-hour battery life. Everything on this thing's great. Even if you're not in the Amazon ecosystem, I actually have one of these things. I just, you can pick it up when you're at the TV, or if you're doing some cooking. I don't care if I get food on it. It's actually a really good option. All right. Here's another thing from Amazon. We're moving quickly. This is the all-new Amazon Echo Spot. So if you want kind of like an alarm clock, it tells you the weather. You can do Amazon stuff with it. $44 right now, usually $80, so 44% off. Really good deal here. It's got some bonuses in here, obviously, so you can check all that stuff out. But it's kind of cool to have a smart alarm clock like this. You can just go to bed, tell them when you want to wake up, just say it to it. It sets the alarm for you, so instead of hitting all the buttons and everything, these things work really well. I have a couple of those. All right, I'm going to talk about this one again only because it's such a good sale. This one over here is the Apple AirPods Pro 2 wireless earbuds. They're down to $153. $153 here, usually $250. So you don't see this from Apple too much, right? Almost $100 off, 38% off on these. These are the newest models as of today. So really good deal there. And I think this is the one you can do the hearing aid on and stuff. So that's actually a really good one there. Okay, for these next ones sitting right here, I have them sitting right here. I've talked about these things a whole bunch of different times on my channel. I did a full video on this. Check out my channel to find this one. Look up on my channel. It's called the Tozo, T-O-Z-O, Bluetooth 5.4. Here it is, $22 right now. And the reason I want to talk about these headphones, it's 54% off, usually $50. It's called the, let me just see here, it's the Tozo HA1. Now they make an HA2, which I'll show you, but the HA1, $22. These are the best headphones I've ever tested for under $150 as far as the sound, in my opinion. They're the best sounding, best bass headphones you can buy, $22. Buy these 100%. And that's all I'm going to say. I've had 6 videos on them, so you either trust me or you don't. The next one here is the step up. I have not tested these. These are the HT2s, so it's the predecessor to these. So these are $33, so they're about, a little bit more, 43% off. I'm sure those are phenomenal too if they're anything like the ones right here. So definitely check those out. Now, if you want to go way up, and I don't think you should, because definitely just buy those for a burner pair, and you won't have to buy these. But if you want really good headphones, obviously, here's the Sony WH-1000 XM5. Obviously these are one of the best ones out there, but still 25% off right now, usually $400, now $298. These are one of the best. And instead of getting like the Max from Apple and stuff like that, the big headphones, I would not get that. These sound better. I've tested these. These are better headphones for almost half the cost. I definitely would go with the Sony here. All right. Here's one of the best, the most common headphones out there in the world. These are the Bose Quiet Comfort Bluetooth headphones, $199, almost 43% off, usually $349. These are phenomenal on planes. You can't go wrong. I'm not going to get into these because everyone knows about these. They've been around for many, many years. But if you want a good pair for $199, that'll do you just fine. And then if you like Beats, Beats headphones, I don't particularly care for them that much, but a lot of people love them. 50% off right now on the Beats Solo 4, usually $200, now $99. Comes in obviously a whole bunch of different colors. Actually, those Tozos did too, so without getting into it, they had red and everything, some really cool colors. See if I can go back there. They actually had, let me just go in here. Well, they actually have blue, and then they have kind of a green here, but the second version had some really cool red ones. Look at that. That's really cool. I don't know. I would just get the black normally, but still, kind of interesting. So the Beats are there, and then finally we're going to wrap this up. If you want kind of a burner pair again, and again, I wouldn't buy these versus the ones right here until you try them, but these are the JBL Tune 720 Bluetooth, $39, 50% off, usually $80. They're really good headphones. So I can finally rest on this video. This has been a long one, and I mean, it's been challenging to get all these things together, so hopefully you guys like this kind of stuff. I'll have all the links to this in the description. To check out my channel, I do a whole bunch of Mac stuff. I do testing, I do external hard drives, I do all this different tech. I'm more Mac related, but I do some stuff. I mean, I do tech that can revolve around even Windows PCs and stuff. So subscribe if you can, help me out. I do everything myself. Trying to scramble to get this video out today. It's a tough one for one person to do the filming, editing, writing, find everything. And if you can help me out, that would be, mean the world to me. So we'll talk to you in the next video. The next one will be more professional, trust me, because I'm rushing to get this out. This is not how I usually do it, although maybe it is. So we'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.